I hope everybody's well. You're feeling good. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's begin. Get comfortable in your seat. Start by placing your feet in a position where you feel as though you're stable. So the bottoms of your feet should be connecting to the floor beneath you. And you want to be able to make sure your feet are about hips width apart, taking your two fists, pressing them together. You can place your fist on the inside of your knees and just kind of look down, and you should see sort of like a capital H. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. You want to start to maybe just relax the body so that all the weight is falling from the head and the shoulders down through the mid-body, the hips, through the legs, into the feet. Beautiful. If you like, you can even take your hands and let them relax to the sides. Yeah. If you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes here, but if you want to keep them open, you can keep them open, but just fixate your gaze in front of you. And we're going to begin to take a few breaths here collectively, just to drop in. We're going to gauge our temperature, gauge how we feel right now. If you like, you can take two hands and place them on the belly. And just start to breathe. Breathe in a way that maybe the very last bit of breath that comes into the body connects to the hands through the belly. You can feel the belly rise just a little bit. And then on the exhale, slowly, the navel sinks down towards the spine, and all the stale air leaves the body. And we're going to breathe in and allow the belly to fill. And on the exhale, we're going to release and empty. Inhaling to fill and exhaling to empty. And then as you do this, start to just connect to the rhythm of your breath. Noticing the pacing. And we're going to do our best to not judge it or to try to adjust it or change it in any way. We're just going to simply notice it. And as you notice this breath, maybe you can take it a little bit further, and in your mind's eye, that imagination that you have inside of you, allow your feet to be part of the practice, so that when you breathe in, now the breath travels from this belly, where you can actually feel the rise and fall, all the way into the toes, the tippity top of the toes. And then when we go to empty on the exhale, the air is going to travel up from the soles of our feet all the way up through our body and then release out our nostrils or out our mouth. For the practice of yoga, you're welcome to breathe in through the nose, but make a choice of how you breathe out, whether that's through the nose or through the mouth. But it's just a good practice to breathe through the nostrils on the inhale. Continue to stay steady with the breath and steady with the body for the next 5 breath cycles. On your next breath in, allow the breath to fill up as deep as it possibly can. And then pause for a moment. And then exhale slowly, allowing all the air to leave the body. And once we all arrive at our exhale, we're going to collectively try it again. We're going to breathe in. And this is a little bit unnatural for us, so we're going to push ourselves to go past our natural place of our breath. And then pause. And exhale, allowing the exhale to be longer than the inhale. And you're going to find that this rhythm is something that we apply to a lot of our yoga practice. Inhale, that breath fills up. Pause. And then exhale, allowing the emptying of the breath to be longer than the inhale. Let's bring our hands down by our sides so we can start to apply some motion to this rhythm. Arms are going to lift up and reach up overhead. You're inhaling. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears, and that's part of your pause. And just pause for a second. And then on the exhale, we're going to allow our exhale to be longer than our inhale, and we're going to bring our arms down by our sides until they finally come all the way to a resting place. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Arms rise overhead. Pause and roll the shoulders away from the ears. Sit up a little bit taller in your seat. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As the arms come down by the side. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Arms are up. Pause. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, make it your own. I'm just going to do the inhale and the exhale cues. Wait, continue to move your arms in the direction of your breath. Make sure you take your pause, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. And then the exhale. Great job, guys. You guys are amazing. Beautiful. We're going to bring our arms up overhead, and then this time, instead of bringing our hands back down, we're just going to keep them up there, but roll the shoulders away from the ears. Allow the hands to be facing one another. Look up, gaze up. And then gently allow yourself to roll back on the shoulders a little bit more. And you're going to feel a little tension in your arms. What I want you to do is to kind of squeeze the bicep and the tricep. Continue to breathe through it. And then exhale, lowering down at a steady pace. Don't just drop the arms. You want to bring the hands down by the sides. Good job. Arms rise, reach up, lift up, overhead. Keep them there. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Allow for the pause. Look up, gaze up, seated mountain pose. And then if you like to add a little bit extra of a bend, you can lift up through the belly body, through the chest, and then allow your heart to kind of just pivot up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The arms steady, come down by the sides. And then just drop the hands there for a moment. I want you to just feel the energy that's flowing through the arms. We're going to allow our shoulders to be like rag dolls. So try to take away any effort from your shoulders right now. Fingertips are completely loose. Drop the chin to the chest. And as you drop the chin to the chest, it doesn't have to touch, but you're going to feel the nape in your neck body kind of just pull away, and that's going to give you a little bit of a release. So if your neck has been decompressed and compressed in any way, this is kind of decompressing the neck body. But try not to lean forward. You want to continue to keep the body erect all the way from the sacrum up through the spine body. It's only the chin that is tucking towards the chest. We have a tendency to all kind of lean forward with our weight because our heads are kind of, they do have a little weight to them. But use your breath to start to breathe in and out and just kind of feel the motion of the breath through the neck body. And then we're going to roll our right ear over towards our right shoulder. Keep your left shoulder heavy. Remember, both shoulders are like rag dolls, but your left shoulder is going to want to run up towards your left ear. But you're going to allow it to stay down using gravity as part of your tools in your tool bag right now in your yoga practice. Breathing in and breathing out. Continue to keep the vertebrae stacked all the way up the spine. It's only the neck. And you're going to be able to feel this breath roll through the neck body. Gently, we're going to bring our chin back down to the center chest and just pause there for a moment. Reset the body. And then bring the left ear over towards the left shoulder. Breath by breath. Allow for the right side now to really feel the release. Again, letting gravity do its job, using gravity as a tool here in your toolkit. Inhale and exhale. Drop the chin back down towards the center chest, and we're going to roll now all the way towards the right side. One breath, one movement. On the exhale, come through the center chest and then roll back to the left. And do this 4 times, breathing in and breathing out, matching that breath to the movement. Keep your full body engaged by just keeping it in a erect posture, nice and aligned. Only the neck is moving. And then when you come to your last one, drop your chin to your chest. Take your 2 hands, lift them up overhead, and then place them on the back of the head. It's sort of where that dome shape is. And you're just going to lay both your hands there. And your elbows are going to be heavy. So you're not actually using any of the muscle strength. What you're doing is you're letting go and letting the weight fall from in your cuff fingertips around your head down. And the gravity itself just kind of does the stretching for you. So do not add any stretching on to yourself. Just allow for the gravity to do what it does. And breathe in and out, allowing the inhale and the exhale to be steady. Remember that rhythm and breath that we began with in the beginning of class. Continue to embrace that here. And remember, it's not so much about the movement with yoga. It's about really being able to embrace each pose in an intentful way and putting in your best effort. We're going to take our hands and lift them up overhead and then bring them back down by our sides, being gentle. And we're going to roll our right ear over towards our right shoulder. And this time, if it's in your practice, you can do a full 360-degree roll. If it's not in your practice, just go back to the 180-degree roll, that left to right kind of momentum. And you're going to do 4 going to the right. And then you're going to do 4 going to the left. And your head doesn't have to drop back all the way. In fact, I suggest that it doesn't. The reason why I say this is you really don't have to drop your head all the way on your back body to get the full benefits of the roll. We're just really loosening up and warming up our shoulders and our neck. And then come back to center, eyesight, gaze. Beautiful. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the ceiling, roll the shoulders away from the ears, and just like when we set our back body to be aligned, vertebrae by vertebrae, I want you to bring your awareness and attention to your sacrum. And if you can, make sure that your belly is just tucked inwards and that you're sitting up out of your pelvic bowl, so that your shoulders are not doing the work for you, but your belly is helping you to elongate. Bring your hands back down by your side. It's going to be 1 breath, 1 movement, so we're going to come right back up as soon as we reach the bottom. So inhale, allow those arms to rise. Interlace the fingers once again, press the palms up towards the ceiling. Again, rolling back on those shoulders, using the belly, using the abs to help you lift up out of that pelvic bowl. And the reason for this is just like a flower comes out of the root, out of the soil, out of the ground, we're going to lift up and then we're going to pivot towards the right. And once we pivot towards the right, we're going to pivot our left shoulder back, okay? And that's really important. So we're opening up. It's like the middle of the flower, the place where the pollen is, the place where the bumblebees go, is now lifting up towards the sun. So imagine your heart is that place and you're lifting your heart up towards the sun. Take your gaze and look up. You should be seeing the inside of your elbow, or at least out the peripheral of your left eye. You're seeing the inside of your left elbow. Come back to center, and then we're going to lean towards our left and do the same thing. Pivot back. So now the right arm is back. You're looking up, taking the gaze up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and breathe out. Think about your flower and think about the pollen in your heart. So allow that pollen to come up right towards the sun and get all those nutrients. Come back to center and bring the hands down steady by the side. I know you're going to want to rush on it because the arms have been up above your head, but you're doing great. I'm going to move my chair just so you can see me. But you keep your chair where it is. Interlace the fingers and press the shoulders away from the ears. Sit up nice and tall. If it's in your practice, you can actually lift your arms away from your back body and start to lean your upper body forward, pancaking your chest towards your thighs. If it's not in your practice, and this is enough for you, just your interlaced fingers on the back of your sacrum, just stay here and just push those arms away the best that you can so that the shoulders are not bunched up on the ears. So make it your choice. Modify as you need to. And you can go anywhere in that range too. So remember, there's no right or wrong way unless you're hurting yourself, and then you don't want to do it. All right, we're going to come back up. Shake our arms out. So I love shaking the arms out. Okay, so shake your arms out left and right. Beautiful. And every time we do this, that's us getting ready to do a twist. Spinal twists are so important to our back body and our flexibility. It also is like wringing out toxins out of our spine, right? So it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way to gain a little bit of flexibility and relief in our back. So arms are going to lift up. We're going to reach up overhead, but we're going to bring our arms down into like this goddess position, okay? And just keep your arms here. Feel the bicep and the tricep activate. And just take a few breaths. We're going to pivot our bodies over towards the right. Come back to center. Pivot the bodies over towards the left. Back to center. Right. Back to center. And left. Back to center. Arms are going to rise. We're going to come over towards the right and then bring our hands, both our left and our right, to the outside of our right leg. Okay? So the left arm is crossed over the chest. Fingertips are gently on the outside of the left thigh. Now your right hand, you have a couple of choices for it. And I'll move my chair so you can see it. You can just keep the right hand dangling if you want. Option 2 is to bring your hand right behind your back body and allow your arm to almost be like a guide for you to have a straight back. The other option is to take your hand and place it on top of your chair. And this is going to give you a little bit more of a twist to your back. In any way, in any direction, I want to make sure that you're looking over your right shoulder. So wherever you choose to place your arm, and mind you, you can actually switch this up. Doesn't have to stay in one place the whole time. Just bring that chin over the right side and keep your gaze behind you. And just begin to breathe in and out for the next 5 breath cycles. Allowing for the inhale to be shorter than the exhale. Exhale longer than the inhale. And see if you can find a sense of peace here. Really follow the breath through the spine, down through the belly. One more breath cycle. On the next inhale, bring the arms up, but still facing the right side. Just keep the arms there and then pivot towards the center. And then we're going to come over towards the left side, pivoting our bodies. Both hands are up overhead, but shoulders are away from the ears. Hands are going to drop to the outside of the left leg. Right hand is crossed over the chest. Fingertips of the right hand are on the outside of the left thigh. The left hand finds a home in either place, wherever you want to place it. Again, take your gaze and bring your gaze over your left shoulder. And for the next 5 breath cycles, really follow the breath, allowing for the breath to be your guide, letting your inhale be shorter than your exhale be longer than your inhale. Continue to breathe. I'm going to bring the arms, lift them up so that they're both overhead on the left side, and we're going to pivot back to the center. And we're going to do the same thing again. And you're going to see a complete different experience this time as we do the second time around. Arms are going to rise, and we're going to bring the hands to the outside of the right part of the body. Left arm is across the chest. Fingertips are placed on the outside of the right thigh. Right hand comes behind us and finds its home. Now your home may change, right? The more that you do this, the more looser, I should say, the looser your body's going to become. And now really make sure that you're taking your gaze behind you on the right side so that you're looking over that right shoulder. And take 3 breath cycles here. Feeling the full cycle of breath. They're not seconds, they're cycles. Inhaling and exhaling. Letting your inhale be shorter than your exhale. Maybe adding a little compassion and love to your spine as you do this. Breath by breath. Arms are going to rise, lift up. You're looking over towards the right side. We're going to pivot back to the center. Breathe in and breathe out. And then on the exhale, we're going to pivot towards the left. Bring the right arm to the outside of the left thigh. Left hand comes behind you or finds a home. Take your gaze, look over the left shoulder. Again, 3 breath cycles, full cycles of breath, allowing the inhale to be shorter than the exhale. Arms are going to lift. We're looking over towards the right. We're going to come back to center. And pivoting back to the center. And bring the hands down by the sides. Beautiful. We're going to bring our arms out so that the hands are like patting the wall in front of us. The knuckles of the palm are facing behind us. Our feet are in our hips width position, so just make sure that they're there because they're going to be here for support. We're going to slowly start to press the belly inward, press the chest in, and it's almost like we got a box. I'm going to move my chair just so you can see me. The back body is now in a curvature state. The back is dome shaped and it's almost pressing towards the chair. Then we're going to open up, allow our shoulder blades to kind of come together. Our hands are going to come behind us. And it's like we're opening up and the wind is blowing on our face. You know how they have those commercials where like the wind is there and they're like, this is beautiful, and they smile. That's what you're kind of doing. Opening up your heart. And then we pull back together. Imagine that there's a block there. We're holding this imaginary block. And then we pull back. Arms are behind us. We're looking up. We're gazing up. Exhale. Forward we go. Inhale. Match the breath with the movement. Now we're flying. I want you to allow your breath to match your arm movement 2 more times and allow for your butterfly wings to fly. It's almost like you're coming out of your shell. Last one. And come back. Beautiful. We're going to take our hands, lift them up overhead. Take your right fingertips, wiggle your right fingertips. And then just bring that right hand down your back body, like you're touching your the top of your back. So this area in our spine, our fingertips are touching. I want to say it's like the thoracic spine, but I could be very wrong, or the lumbar. So we're just going to be touching the upper part where the shoulder blades are. Take your left hand and just place it on top of the right elbow and just kind of pull it like you're kind of pushing it down, and you're getting a nice stretch on your bicep and your tricep. Breathe in and breathe out. I'll move the chair back so that you can see me, just in case this is the better way for you to see it. Arms are going to lift, reach up overhead. Hands come down by the sides. Don't worry, we're going to do the other side. Arms rise, lift up, reach up overhead. Take the left fingertips, wiggle the left fingertips. Bring the left hand to that mid part of the shoulder blades, right in the upper back. And then we take our right fingertips and we just grip onto the left elbow. And you're doing this at your own pace, so wherever feels most comfortable to you. And that's the great thing about yoga. You can do it in a pace that fits you, and it can be different every day. So just meet yourself where you're at. Don't overdo it. Arms lift, reach up overhead. And now you're going to take your hands, and I know this is going to be crazy. You're going to be like, oh my gosh. But if you can't do this, you're just going to grip the back of your clothing, okay? If you can, you're going to take your hands, press the hands together behind you for Namaskar. Now, you don't have to do that. Remember, you can just grip the clothing. So eventually you'll get there. And if your hands can come all the way together, great. If they can only touch fingertips, that's fine too. And we're going to be preparing for some hand yoga, so that's why we're doing this. We're loosening up our wrist body. And then undo and rotate the hands. It's beautiful. All right. Beautiful. Let's shake it out. Let's go to the left and to the right. And breathe. And before we start to work on our hands, we're going to continue to do some shoulder work, okay? So arms are going to lift up in front of us. Wiggle the fingertips. Take your right hand, and I want you to place the right hand on top of the left shoulder. Take the left hand and go underneath, okay? So left goes underneath, and you're going to grip around the shoulder blades. Keep the shoulders up and strong through the bicep and the tricep. Allow there to be a hole in between your arms. It's like a triangle, and your chest. Drop your chin to your chest, and you can stay just like this. Breathing in and breathing out. If you like, and if it's in your practice, and only if it's in your practice, you can come into eagle pose for your bind. If it's in your practice. If it's not in your practice, continue to hug yourself. In whichever way you choose, I'm going to do it both ways. I'm going to start with the hug of myself. You're going to start to lift out the pelvic bowl and start to lift your elbows up towards the ceiling, keeping your chin towards the chest. Breathe in and out, and then slowly start to use your core and your abs and start to lower down, pressing your thighs, pressing your chest into your thighs, letting your elbows hang over your knees. Okay, so elbows hang over the knees, chin to the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly start to rise back up. Come all the way through the center part of your body, lifting your elbows back up towards the ceiling. Drop the chin into the chest. I'm going to now exhibit the eagle pose. Continue to keep those elbows up. Keep the chin to the chest. And we're going to start to come back down. Belly presses towards the thighs. Elbows hang over the knees. Breathe in and breathe out. And then slowly use the strength of the core to start to rise up. Pressing your feet into the ground, using the ground for resistance and support. Chin back into the chest. And then come back to center. And take about 3 breaths. Just regular breaths. And then unwind the arms. And we're going to bring our hands behind us again. And then in forward, just like the butterfly opens up and back. 4 times. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. And then arms come by the sides. All right, and then shake it out. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Before we go to the other side, we're going to do a flow to just break it up. Arms lift. Reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Reach up overhead, and then exhale, bring the hands in front of you so that they're flat. Wiggle the fingertips, just so you know. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. You're going to take your left fingertips and bring them on top of the right arm. The right arm comes underneath. The right hand comes underneath. And you're going to hug yourself again. Remember, you're welcome to modify and to do your bind if you want, but you don't have to. You can hug yourself too. You're going to allow those elbows to be pressed out in front of you like they're reaching for the wall in front of you. Drop the chin to the chest. So I should see nobody's eyes right now. Everybody's eyes should be looking down, and you should be able to see your thighs and your chest. You're going to start to back bend the body, lifting out of the pelvic bowl, just like that flower that's lifting its pollen up towards the sun. Breathe in and out. Only the elbows rise up towards the chest. The chin stays tucked into the chest. Exhale, forward fold, belly presses onto the thighs, elbows hang over the knees. And just take about 2 breaths here, in and out. Squeeze the core, come back up, lifting up, coming all the way back up, elbows towards the ceiling. If you're in eagle pose, it's the same thing as if you're hugging yourself. Elbows are the ones reaching for the ceiling, chin stays tucked into the chest. There should be no force or tension on the neck body. Slowly start to come back down. You're going to rest the belly, again, on top of the thighs. Elbows are hanging over. Yes, and this is really great for stretching out the back and the mid-back and the upper back where the shoulder blades are. And then slowly squeeze the core. Come back up, allowing the elbows to rise up. And then come back to eye-side gaze and just stay there for 3 breaths. And they're just regular breaths. And then unwind the arms, Bring them back behind you. Come through your butterfly 4 times. Last one. And then shake it out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. We're going to bring our arms up, lift them in front of us. Wiggle the right fingertips. Take your left hand, pop it underneath, pull back. Allow your hand to be popped forward. Breathe in and breathe out. And stay steady with the breath. And when you're ready, start to rotate each fingertip. About 3 times forward, 3 times back. Breathing into each part of the hand body. And then once you get to your thumb, just kind of work it out. And then press the hand back for the last one. And then bring the arm down by the side. Again, shake it out. And pause for a moment. Notice the way your right side feels in comparison to your left. Bring the arms back up. Take the left hand, flip it up towards the sky. Take the right, bring the fingertips back, pull back again on those fingertips. Only go as far as you can. Now, some people can only go like a tiny bit, and other people can like really be super flexible. So find your sweet spot and then start to rotate your fingers one by one. And be gentle and kind here with the intention of just gently wiggling it open, like you're just wiggling it. No force, no cracking is necessary. It's just a little bit of a wiggle. It's like you're waking it up and you're nudging it. And then when you're done, bring the full hand back. And bring the hands down by the side. And we're going to go through a flow. Arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms lift. And then hands are going to come and wrap right around the right leg. So knee comes up. Now, if you can only go a little bit, that's fine. Your toe can still be on the ground. But you just want to hold the arm. You just want to hold the knee in between your interlaced fingers. And pause for a second. And then sit up a little bit taller and bring the knee up towards your armpit. And then allow it to relax. Dome shaping the back body, chin to the chest. Inhale, breathe in, squeeze the core, lift the knee back up towards the right armpit. Squeezing, using the belly. And then exhale and lower. And you can bring the full leg back down. Good job. Arms are going to rise. And you're going to scoop up on the left. So now the left knee rises up. Remember, if you can only come a little bit, just maybe bring your toe to the mat, but continue to interlace the fingers, wrapping those fingers around the left knee. Okay, we're going to bring the left knee up towards our left armpit. Sit up tall, squeeze the core. And then exhale and lower down. Inhale, lift back up. And exhale. We allow the weight to fall into our fingertips and lower down. And then bring the foot back down to the ground. Beautiful. And let's go for a flow. Arms rise, reach up, lift up, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up. And then exhale, hands come down by the side. Next, we're going to work a little bit on our lower body before we go to standing. So, because I know sometimes some people leave, but I want to be able to give you a little bit of the lower body from the seat beforehand, just in case you have to go. So take your right foot, wiggle your right foot, and then extend the leg out in front of you so that the heel is on the ground, okay? And we're going to sit up a little bit taller in our seat. And we're going to start off a little bit different today. We're going to take our fingertips and we're going to lay it on our left thigh. So our right foot is extended out. The right foot is planted on the ground so that we're flexed. The toes are basically waving hello. All right, so your left foot now is at like a 90-degree angle. And you're going to just start to lean forward, stretching out the hamstring just a little bit. You don't have to lay your chest down on your thigh or anything. You're just pressing into the weight on your fingertips. Okay? Breathe in and breathe out. And then slowly come back up. And we're going to come to the other side. So take your left foot, wiggle the left foot. Bring the left foot down. Heel is on the ground, toes are waving hello. The right foot is now about 90 degrees. So we have the right leg is about 90 degrees. So you want to have some space between you and the chair. Your fingertips gently come to the top of the right thigh and then slowly start to lean forward. Again, you're just getting a nice, tiny little stretch in preparation. Breathing in and out. If you want to take your chin and put it to your chest, you can. And then come back up. All right, we're going to come to the other side again. Right foot comes out. This time, hold on to the seat. Take your left foot and bring it on top of the right. Sit up tall in the seat. Yep, beautiful. And then slowly, you're going to start to lean forward. Now, you can keep your hands here on the chair, or you can let them hang heavy. Drop the chin to the chest. Let the shoulder blades fall apart from one another. This is a resting pose. So give yourself ample opportunity to rest. Nothing to do and nowhere to go but to just be here and breathe. And for the next 4 breath cycles, continue to just stay here, falling into the stretch, melting inwards. Slowly start to rise up, belly, chest, and then head. Wrap your fingertips around the chair. Bring both feet back. And pause for a moment. Take our left foot, bring it out in front of us. We're going to stretch it so that it's nice and straight. Toes are flexed, feet are flexed. Take the right foot, cross it on top. And then we're going to lean forward and do it on our other side, our left side now. Should be getting more of the stretch. If you're holding onto your chair, that's fine. If you want to let go, that's fine too. You'll notice that this is like a fluid practice. So as you start to sink into the pose a little bit more, you'll probably adjust your body, and that's okay. Continue to breathe in and out for the next 4 breath cycles. Slowly, we're going to rise back up, belly, chest, and then head. And bring your hands to the chair. We're going to go through a flow, and then we're going to come to standing. So arms reach up, look up, gaze up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, arms rise. And bring the hands down by the side. And just pause for a second. And when you're ready, come to standing behind your chair. Okay, I'm just gonna adjust my camera a little bit. Okay. We're coming behind the chair. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So just stand here for a moment and allow for your gaze to be fixed in front of you. Breathing in and breathing out. You want to relax the shoulders, relax the body, and feel the weight fall down into your feet. Breathing in and breathing out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pivot our body and we're going to face towards me, face towards the screen, the wall in front of you. We're going to start off today with some balancing poses. So I want you to take your weight and I want you to shift your weight towards your chair, holding on with your left hand. So everybody, where's your left hand? Wiggle your left hand. Holding on with your left hand, you're going to allow for your weight to be shifted over to the left side. Your right toes are going to lift up. Your right toes are going to be planted on the ground. Your right heel is going to lift up. And you're going to place it right above the top of your ankle. You can stay just like this and start to try to balance yourself. Maybe even bringing your fingertips on the left side to the top of your chair. If you're comfortable, maybe you let go completely. Now, if you find that you're able to do that with ease, you can bring it to the second step, which is to bring it in between your knee and your ankle. So your foot is now placed on the fore part of your leg. It's that inner part of your leg, not on the knee, not on the ankle, but it's that inner part of the leg. Now we're still holding on to the chair, but if you want to let go or you just want to dibble and dabble around with your balance, you're welcome to. The only way you're going to develop more balance is if you're a little bit wobbly. Not falling, but just a little bit wobbly. Then there's a third part, and especially because we have our chairs here with us, if you like, and if it's part of your practice, you can bring your foot up to the third level of modification, placing your foot on the inside of the thigh, from the top of the thigh down to the upper knee, like right above the knee. That's where you can place your foot. Never on the knee, but in that area on the inner thigh. Again, you can play around finding your balance. Breathing in and breathing out. And start to just breathe through it. Allow for the breath to travel through the top of the head, down into the feet body. Now wherever you are is fine. I want you to just be okay with that. All right? I don't want you to feel any kind of pressure to go on to the next level if you're not ready. Take about 5 more breath cycles. Breathing in and breathing out. I know you might be feeling like it's a lot coming through your body, but you're pressing up from the ground. You're lifting up through the pelvic bowl. We've been practicing this whole time to be able to do this. It's a completely active practice, active tree. And then bring your foot back down to the ground and stand behind your chair once again in a way where you're just standing in mountain pose. And my computer's about to die, guys, so just give me. You're now going to bring your right hand onto the top of the chair, okay? So just like we did on the left side, you want to shift your weight over towards the right side. Fingertips of the right hand on top of the chair in a way that you feel secure. Take your toes and press them into the ground, lifting up on your heel. And then you can place your heel right above your ankle. And this could be your first tree. Okay, this is the first modification. If you want to lift up on the right hand, you're welcome to do so. You're lifting out of the pelvic bowl. You're coming up from the ground, coming out of your root, all the way to the top of your head. You're completely active. If you want to modify, you can, just like you did on the other side. These options are still there for you. Your foot on the inside of the foreleg, or your left foot on the inside of the inner thigh. Remember, never place your foot on the knee or on the ankle. And find your home. And then if you feel like you're not wobbly at all and this is a challenge, not a challenge, you can start to lift up on your hands. You can start to kind of move around. But remember, you don't want to fall. You just want to kind of push yourself to the boundary. Breathing in and out. Three more breath cycles. Squeezing through the core. Remember, everything we've done throughout our practice is enabling us to get to this point, to be in our tree, finding peace. And then gently place the foot or the feet back down on the ground so that they're parallel, and shift your body so now you're looking forward and your hips are square with the chair. We're going to start to walk back and come into our first downward dog, so to speak. If you want to bring your forearms onto the top of the chair, you can. You don't have to. If you just want to hold on, you can too. And just start to pedal out the feet. You're also bending the knees left and right. Breathing in and breathing out, walking away one step at a time until you feel most comfortable, right? So you're finding your way in this pose, making it work for you. And then eventually we're going to completely stretch out our back bodies. Soften in the knees though. We always want to keep the knees soft. Just want to make sure you can see my feet. Keeping the knees soft, okay? So you see my feet, I'm not on my knees, I'm not like this. I'm like this. I'm softening that. Arms are straight, elbows are still soft. There's a little bit of flexibility and lubrication in my elbows, so they're not so rigid. Inhale and breathe in, and then slowly take the gaze, look up towards the ceiling, bring the chest away, so you're lifting out of the heart, chin away from the chest. And then on the exhale, we're going to drop the chin towards the chest, letting the back body press down from the hips through the thighs down into the heels. And then we reverse. Belly comes down towards the floor below us, looking up or gazing up. And then we reverse. Chin back to the chest. The belly, the navel is now up towards the spine, and the spine is up towards the ceiling. Dropping the weight down our hip body into our heels. Do two more at your own pace. And remember, you're soft, right? So you don't have to be so far back. If you feel like you want to be a little bit closer, you can. Breathing in and out. And then come back up to standing. Beautiful. And then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to do triangle pose. So we're going to bring our left foot behind us, keep our right foot facing the chair, okay? Left foot is going to come to about a 45-degree angle. It's going to be something that you're comfortable with, all right? And we're going to start to just bend down. Right hand is on top of the chair. Knee is soft on the right side, and we take our gaze and we look up. Now you can stay just like this, but if you want to adjust your feet, you can do that. If you want to if you're very confident and you want to bring your hand down to your ankle or to your leg and you feel more comfortable, you can do that as well. So find your triangle. Then you're going to take your left hand and you're going to bring it behind you like somebody is pulling it towards the left wall, and allow that to help you lift up out of the pose. And then come back to center. Beautiful. Now we're going to come on to the other side, to the left side. All right. So take our pivot, come back to center. Now you're holding on with your left hand. Left foot is going to stay up by the chair. The right foot is going to come behind you. Come to that 45-degree angle. Beautiful. All right. Soften the knees. We're going to lift up out of the pelvic bowl, and we're going to start to lean our left shoulder down. Okay? We're going to push back on the right hip, so we're going to stretch that right leg a little bit more. And then we're going to lift up on the right arm, so we have a nice straight line. And you can stay just like this with your chair, or you can come into the full triangle. Breathing in and breathing out, finding a home on your leg. For your hands, it's your choice. And then we're going to take our right hand like somebody's pulling it towards the right wall, and that's going to help us lift out of the pose and then come back to center. Okay? And we're going to do our final downward dog. So take your steps back. You pivot your body and just walk that last piece out. Beautiful. And come back up to standing and then come to your seat, taking your time. Do as long, if you want to do a few extras with the pressing of your feet, you're more than welcome to. Beautiful. And then we're going to come back to that seated position and we're going to do our last flow of the class, just so that we feel the full body and we want to keep it activated. Arms lift, reach up overhead, last flow of the class, make it intentional. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back, really bring those shoulder blades behind you. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, arms lift. And then exhale, find a place for your arms for Savasana. You can have them by your side or you can lay them on your thighs with the palms fixated towards the ceiling. You can also place a hand on your belly or a hand on your heart. Relax the body. Relax the mind. And congratulate yourself on a job well done. Because you didn't have to come to yoga today, but you did. You're going to continue to feel the effects of the movement and the breath as you continue to be still. Relax the toes, the feet. Allow the legs to fall apart from one another. Relax the belly, the chest, the back. Relax the shoulders, the arms, the wrists, and the hands. Let the tongue fall away from the top of the mouth and relax the face, the eyes, the nose. And settle the mind in a kind and compassionate way. Breath by breath, continue to breathe. And as you're doing that, I'm going to ring the singing bowl. And just allow it to be part of this moment. Continue to just be in Savasana. Welcome to stay in Savasana as long as you like by leaving the session out. Otherwise, we will close together. You can start to wiggle the toes and the feet. Wiggle the fingertips. Take a few more breaths in and then gently open the eye. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day, and namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe, everyone.
A wonderful class.